Hey, what's up, tubers? This is the SHTF Hunter. Thought I'd come to you today and talk about my thoughts about the school shootings or random shootings. I don't like to make these videos, right after something like this happens. I don't want. Uh, I just don't like pushing politics, you know, about something like this as soon as it happens. So that's why I usually wait week two, whatever. So I watch several different social media platforms, and everybody talks about what do we do, what do we do to stop this, and they talk about more gun laws, and more gun laws ain't the answer. I mean, there's lots of gun laws now, and it doesn't stop them. But one thing that's probably going to happen, they're probably going to push up the age, to 21 to own possibly own a rifle altogether. They're probably, I'm kind of thinking they'll probably push. Uh, do I think it's a bad idea? Not necessarily, because the world I'm living in today isn't the same world I grew up in. 18-year-olds, you know, they don't have the same mentality 18-year-olds had when I was growing up. When I was growing up, if I had a mental illness, my parents or my grandparents saw, or even the teacher, they solved that mental illness with a switch across the ass, and you know that's so that solved a lot of mental illness when I was growing up, and you know we didn't have a lot of these random shootings or school shootings till probably up in the 90s. I think Columbine might have been 1999, but yeah, before before they took out discipline in schools, before they took out prayer in schools, and and parents were afraid to whip their children at home, afraid the social services come and take their children. So that's the biggest problem we have is undisciplined children. There's no consequences for their actions, and that's what today everybody thinks there's a pill for everything. Kids acting up, here's a pill. You know, you're overweight, here's a pill. Oh, you got mental illness, here's a pill. But pills ain't gonna solve nothing. More gun laws ain't gonna solve nothing. And what's the only real solution, in my opinion? One most schools now have at least one resource officer, and I don't think one resource officer is enough. You know, and if you do have a resource officer, I think he will be carrying a rifle. Uh, rifles are more precise, more accurate than handguns, and can cut down collateral damage if a firefight breaks out. But in a school or whatever. But yeah, like I say, even one resource officer isn't enough, and the solution is to arm the not to arm the teachers, because this latest shooting, two teachers were killed. What if one of those teachers had a concealed handgun and dealt with the shooter? I just believe that's the only way to solve this problem. And I've been hearing people. I don't know if you call it what they call them, veterans Overwatch or school Overwatch or whatever. This I think this is probably a bad idea, and because I mean, what if you get reported as a creepy dude in the car with body armor watching children? It's just not a good idea. But I mean, I get it. If I heard about something like this happening at school, I'd want to be the first one in the door shooting. Taking out the shooter. But it's like I say, I get it. It just it's not a sustainable idea, because right after shooting happens, these people come up with the idea to do veteran Overwatch or whatever, and you're going to sit there and watch a school for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, not getting paid for it, and nothing happens. Then you go back home and be this, you know, be the same old person you was before. But you know, so it's probably like the Black Dissident said. You need to get out there and get involved with, you know, local law enforcement, and you know, spread their ideas about you know, getting the teachers training, letting the teachers conceal carry. That's the only way this thing's ever going. You know, you're ever going to harden up the schools. You know, I ain't saying you have to have more than one resource officer, but in Texas, it is definitely, you know, chances are the protocol was breached because the door wasn't locked to the school. My local school, you know, everybody says it's always a sleepy little town where this happens. Everybody thinks it won't happen in your town, it won't happen at your school, but it's where it's happening. These sleepy little towns, you know. So you can't regulate evil with more laws. It just won't work. You just got to arm your teachers. Um, give them a little, you know, give them the means to defend themselves. You know, if you have to train them, train them. It don't take that much. Take a bunch of teachers out to range and train them. So, just my thoughts on it. I don't want to go too long. This is the SHTF Hunter. I'm out.